Is this mock 2.0?
I think this is mock 1.0.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 1.0.
That's his first one. His first one out.
So Todd McShay has Aiden Hutchinson go to the Lions #1 overall pick. Okay, that's and again, that's going to be a 4-month Hutchinson, Thibodeau. You're going to hear about it for the next 4 months. So
And then probably 2 people will creep into there randomly, like they always. Cal Hamilton might come up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Todd McShay's first mock draft has 5 quarterbacks going in the first round. 5 quarterbacks going in the first round. Sam Howell is the 5th of 5 quarterbacks going in the first round. Nobody in the top 10, I might add. No quarterback in the top 10.
Pickett, this first one at 12.
Yeah, Sam Howell, though, 5th. Kenny Pickett going the first quarterback taken. But Sam Howell from North Carolina is the 5th quarterback taken in this mock draft going to the Detroit Lions, which is great, okay?
Is he going to be like Mac Jones? We'll take it.
Well, that's the thing. I want to preface what I'm about to say.
Last quarterback taken, I meant.
And I know Braylon, I'm not breaking any news.
No, go ahead.
I am not a talent evaluator.
What?
It is not my job to tell you whether Sam Howell is going to be a great quarterback, a starting quarterback, a backup quarterback, or anything. All I can do is give my opinion. I don't have to be right on this. But what I'm saying is I watched Sam Howell play football 3 or 4 times this year. Sam Howell, to me, is not a first-round pick and will not be the leader of a franchise and get you to where you want to go. That's my opinion on it.
No, that's a very accurate opinion. I've watched the Sam Howell a couple times. Well, he reminds me of a Timothy Tebow. He reminds me of a Taysom Hill, a guy that can run with the football, a guy that's a heck of an athlete, actually a bruiser, if you want to be honest. He's a strong guy. He's a physical individual. He could throw the ball a little bit, but and rightfully so to him. You have to give him some credit. He lost a lot this year with the draft. They lost 2 running backs. Obviously, you're seeing one of them play for the Denver Broncos. As Stick pointed out last week, they lost 2 wide receivers that started as well. So you got to give him a little bit of credit for what he's able to do. But he's not the guy. He's not a guy that I would hope the Detroit Lions drafted. If anything, you want to look at a situation. Maz and I kind of talked about this off air, and I apologize if you're watching. Don't worry. I'm going to get my headset right by the time January rolls around. But you look at the Giants. The New York Giants have 5 and 7 in this upcoming NFL draft. You have 2 first-rounders as well. You have 2 second-rounders as well. You have a lot of draft capital. Oh, by the way, and you have a guy in Jared Goff. Work some magic. Brad Holmes, what we heard from you, we heard you were extremely good at picking out talent, at scouting, at making deals, working those front office moves, especially as the time April rolls around where you're starting to make those deals. We want to see it. We need to see it because I think there is a deal or deals to be done in the NFL around that time. I think, would I like a Daniel Jones? How about you trade Daniel Jones for Jared Goff, and maybe we give you this first round and we sweeten the pot with this second round draft pick as well? Because I believe we picked 33. So that's a very quick pick in the second round. So there's a lot on the table for the Detroit Lions to be able to do. And this is when you know, and this is when you can tell if an organization gets it. If a guy in the front office, being Brad Holmes, if he understands his spot and when he understands the Detroit Lions need, because there's a lot there, it's a lot for it to be done.
The Lions have some great maneuverability about the draft this year and next. So what they've got to do, and I'm not breaking any news here, they've got to decide what quarterback they think or they believe or they project to be that quarterback that's going to be their franchise quarterback. Is that Sam Howell? I don't think so. Maybe they do. I was wrong about Justin Herbert as well. I was not a guy that said, they've got to go draft Justin Herbert. I was a Tua guy.
But you got to, the one thing you weren't wrong about, you got to win in college. Like that's the one common denominator that all successful quarterbacks have. You got to win in college. I don't care about the stats. I don't care about all the other stuff. You got to win. You look at Russell Wilson. Like, he didn't win a national championship. He won the Big Ten. He beat Ohio State to do so, as well as Nebraska and Michigan State. Deshaun Watson, he won. He beat Alabama and the mythological Nick Saban. You got to win. Sam Howell's not winning.
Right.
North Carolina, even when they had talent last year, they were just okay. The winning quarterbacks in college, they win in the NFL. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, list goes on.
6 losses for Sam Howell
That's
this
too
year.
Many.
4 of them on the road.
That's too many.
Way too many. I will say this. You got to scout the quarterbacks this year.
Justin Herbert won the Rose Bowl, by the way.
And you got to scout the quarterbacks next year. Next year you're going to have Bryce Young available.
C.J. Stroud.
You're going to have C.J. Stroud available. And while you might not be – look, how many games are the Lions going to win next year? Not many, right?
Maybe.
Maybe you win 5?
8?
Maybe you win 5?
I say 8.
Oh, well, if you win 8, you're still talking. But again, if you win 8, you've got 2 first-round picks and that second-round pick.
Yeah.
If you identify a quarterback that you believe is going to be your franchise quarterback, you have the maneuverability to then package something up and trade up to get a guy like that. Right?
Don't forget our secret weapon, Bray. Mike
cool.
White in New York.
Yeah.
The Jets' backup quarterback.
Here's
like
the
him.
deal.
Who threw for over 400 yards. Yeah, he got benched a couple weeks later.
First game ever.
No.
He threw 3 interceptions or 4
Won't work.
interceptions.
He was
Not
hurt.
going to work.
What do you mean it's not going to work?
Yeah, I'm telling you,
can
it's
get it
not
for
going to work.
nothing.
It's not going to work. Mike White is not going to work. Sorry.
But if you're getting him for nothing, what does it matter?
Well,
How do you know?
Like, if
I'll tell you how I know.
I'm not saying you're giving up a first-round pick for Mike White. I'm saying like you give up, I don't know, 2 third-round picks.
I'll
don't
tell
even
you
have
how
to give
I know.
up that much.
Let me talk to you. The Lions have to draft a quarterback in the first round. They absolutely have to draft a quarterback in the first round, either this year
Yeah,
or next, and
it's
I'll
gonna
tell you
be-
why.
It's going to be next.
Okay, that's fine.
It's going to be next.
This is a long process. They don't have to do it this year.
They can get
but
Kenny
they
Pickett.
have
Don't
to
slip.
do it next year. The Lions, to be successful, have to draft a quarterback in the next 2 years in the first round, this year
Correct.
or next. And I'll tell you why. You ready?
I'm ready.
Of the 8 division leaders, if you look at the standings right now, 8 division leaders, how many teams would you say have first-round picks at quarterback?
Well, let's go down.
No,
Patriots.
Mac Jones, Lamar
Dolphins.
Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Ryan Tannehill. In the AFC, the 4 teams that are in first place
Okay.
have first-round picks. In the NFC, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Kyler Murray. The 4 teams.
3
Tom
out of
Brady.
3 out of 4.
No, I'm saying 2 out of 4.
2 out of
Dak
4, yeah.
Prescott was a 4th-round pick,
Right.
Tom was at 7.
and Tom was a 6th-round pick.
6.
So 6 of the 8 division leaders right now.
And one's a unicorn.
Right, and one's a unicorn.
One's a unicorn.
There's a first-round pick. If you don't like that, how about we go to the second-place teams in the NFL? In the second-place teams, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Carson Wentz, Justin Herbert.
They all sound like first rounders to
All
me.
first-round picks. And then in the NFC, Taylor Heineke, undrafted. Kirk Cousins, a 4th-round pick. And then you've got Matt Ryan and Matt Stafford, 2
First-rounders.
first-rounders. So you've got 12 of the 16 quarterbacks
Yeah.
that are first place and second place on first and second place teams are first-round quarterbacks.
And the Dolphins are close as well, and they have Tua. Another first
I'm just saying, you've
Yeah,
got
you're right as well.
you've got one undrafted guy,
Carson
Taylor
Wentz,
Heineke.
too.
Carson Wentz, a first-round guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they're really you need one.
You gotta draft a quarterback in the first round. Tom Brady's a unicorn. Taylor Heineke is a unicorn. And then you've got the 2 4th-rounders in Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott.
And then to your point, and in Dak Prescott and Taylor Heineke, and in what was the other one? That wasn't. It was Dak Prescott, Taylor Heineke, and Kirk Cousins. You also see non-first round draft pick behavior. Nobody trusts Kirk Cousins, no matter what he's done. I like him a lot, but most people don't trust him. You look at Taylor Heineke. You saw
don't know about him
You
yet.
saw the chinks in the armor. You saw it last week. You saw that he's not a first rounder. And Dak Prescott, $75 million. He ain't looking like $75 million. You see that he wasn't a first round quarterback. To what you were saying.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those guys are top 10 picks. 9 of the 16 are top 10 picks. Okay.
You have draft capital, man. I'm telling you, there's a way in which you can get Aiden Hutchinson and Kenny Pickett. It's all about what do you want to do?
What are you willing to do? Now, would you take? Can we continue on with this? Because I got another scenario for you.
I'm good.
Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.